how far ahead am I from fourth?
Yeah, it's
Now I'm racing.
He's like right with you.
We're racing, bro. We're racing, bro.
These next 13 miles.
We're racing on it. I don't want him to be here.
Okay, I got the pack. I feel like I've been gone for hours.
Did it?
Oh, sorry, Mom.
See you in 5.
Hey, did you check me out? Did you check me out? Who's doing the checkout? 118.
Mick and I spent a lot of time on the strategy of the actual course. How many sections were there, the miles and vertical gain in between each section. In fact, a month before the race, I printed off every section of the race, put it on my window in my office, and then I had a whiteboard map out on my window essentially of every aid station. I really enjoy diving into the strategy of these big races, especially the 100s and now the 200. With 2 of these, so I want my 500 millis. Okay, grab those.
So the question would be, should I just, I'm thinking about having them full,
Yeah,
and I just,
Adam Loomis, baby.
and then I'll just carry the ones empty with me. Does that make sense?
Do you know what?
Because I'm gonna need all 4 of them. I bought 4.
What do they have at the aid station?
Everything.
Like including that?
Next. I don't know.
Oh, okay, just take it.
Yeah, might as well. That means.
All right. So
Okay, so I need those bottles then, and I'll just fill them up, have them ready to go, put them in my drop bag so I can just grab them. So the day before the race, we're reviewing it one last time to make sure, okay, this is how long it should take you. What do you want in your bin for that aid station? Do you want cold winter clothing, beanie, hats, pants? Do you want your white clothing, which would be like a white sun hat, white long sleeves, hoodie? When do you think you'll be there so we have the right stuff ready and available for you to snag and quickly swap out your clothes?
Do you have like a light Patagonia with a...
Yeah, it's in my pack. It's required in my pack. I just throw that over the top.
That's all you're gonna want.
Just a super thin.
Yep. Because you're gonna be moving. You're gonna be hot. What's the temperature at 10 o'clock tonight?
Probably 60.
Oh, bro.
I won't even need it. It's just gonna be in my pack.
If you have sleeves,
Yeah.
60's
I got-
nice, but
I got sleeves and a
60
thin
with
jacket.
no sun at all isn't as hot as it might sound. I think you'd be comfortable. I think you'd be good.
The night before, I felt really, really good. I mean, I was anxiously ready to start, but after returning back to the house from Heavenly, the start line, we did our drop bags. I got my bib, I got my pre-race picture, doing all the pre-race event things. I was able to get a full 8 hours of sleep, get up around 7:30, and have a big breakfast of eggs and avocado, and just ate really well again. And then it was on the road to about a 45-minute drive. On the drive there, I was just hanging out, riding shotgun, while Mick drove the van, and I was sipping back on a Rockstar, just enjoying the moment, staring at the lake and the trees, and just knowing that, hey, this is gonna be a test and patience, and it starts right now. And just get comfortable, because this is gonna be the next 3 days of your journey, and you start getting anxious or worried and preoccupied about something you can't control.
I feel like I'm ready to get out of the traffic and start the race. I feel anxious to start. It's like where you just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. You just want to start. That's the moment.
We ended up getting to the start line 30 minutes before the race, which was plenty of time to go to the bathroom and talk with a few runners like Killian Korth and Michael McKnight and some of these guys I knew was going to be up front that had been on my podcast before. And it's just comforting to go there and have some friends to talk to and have my support system there with my crew and people at the starting line. And yeah, at that point, you say your Tahoe 200 pre-race oath, and you're off to the races.
If I get hurt. Lost. Or die. It's my own damn fault.
It's my own damn fault.
I felt really, really good in the first 100K. I've done a 100-miler without a crew or a pacer. So I've experienced a full, 24, 25, 26, 27 hours of not having a crew or a pacer or family, and knowing how to strategically place drop bags and at what time you'll be there. I've done that before. So I was very comfortable knowing that, hey, I get to just roll at my own pace for the first 100K. I have no pacer, I'm just gonna hang out. I had planned on going the first 50K all the way out to Housewife. And at Housewife, I'd planned on throwing my headphones in. And I wanted to go on the way back to Heavenly with headphones. I'd already planned on a couple podcasts, what music I was gonna listen to. So it was really just like enjoying the scenery, getting to know runners on the way out to Housewife, and just getting familiar with the course, getting my footwork going, understanding that when I cross a river or cross snow, I'm gonna come back across that perhaps in the night. So like I'm already looking at how I cross some of these tough river crossings or even like slippery snow. I'm paying attention at noon or at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon how I'm crossing those things, because when I come back, it might be 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night and it might be dark. Right around mile 62, the sun starts to set. I'm up high on this kind of ridge line run. It's beautiful. I'm able to take videos and photos up there just of the sunset. It was pretty cool. It happened to be right there at sunset of the first night. By the time I kind of came down those zigzags into Heavenly, my headlamp's on, I can hear the cheering, and it's just cool to be like, hey, I just knocked out the first 100K. My legs aren't tired, my body feels good, the mind feels right. I'm not even considering sleeping. I already know, like, I feel great and I'm not gonna sleep. So the top of mind going into that aid station, man, I was pumped to see my family and so excited to like get a new shirt and get a new pair of shoes on.
I just slept for an hour. Don't tell him. Don't tell him that. How you feeling, buddy?
I feel really good. Dude,
How many miles you got,
I was hurting. I was hurting for
right now.
20 miles.
And 18 later.
Bro, I had this thing right here that was just nasty. Just nasty. It was on fire right here. It smells nice. It smelled like Henry's last night.
His dogs are howling.
Oh, that's so bad. That's crazy.
Those dogs are howling.
hurting right there. I think I tied too tight.
Cut it all down.
Okay.
Good luck, man.
Love you guys. Thanks. Love you. From Heavenly to Spooner, it was about a 18, 19 mile section. Mick took me from that section through the night and into the sunrise morning. I believe we got into Spooner around 7 a.m. where Liz Butler was ready to go. She was going to take me the next 2 sections. So Spooner back to Village Green, beautiful, lots of downhill, running down. Really, really popular family hike area for Tahoe. Running down that, I think it was more than 4,000 feet of descent. We were just cruising, having a great time, not really pressing the speed, just a really comfortable, natural running speed where we could have conversation. And we roll into Village Green. I'm 100 miles into this race. Liz brings me in and we're feeling great. I mean, I felt really, really good. Mick asked me again, hey, do you want to take a nap? Are you tired? It wasn't even a thought. It was like, nope, I feel great. Get me some food, let's roll. I ate a couple hamburgers, ate a bunch of watermelon, and really, at this point, I'm 100 miles in and I'm eating really, really well. So now I'm into this uncharted territory of I'm over 100 miles. I've never gone that far before. The 2 things I know for sure that I'm very aware of is foot care and nutrition, and that's all I care about. I want to make sure my feet are good, and I want to make sure I'm eating as much as possible, and everything else will take care of itself. And that was the focus 100 miles in it.
There really is. Seriously?
Looking strong, Jake.
You honestly do.
Love you, buddy.
There it is. There it is.
See you soon.
Love you.
See you guys in.
13.3.
See you guys in about 4 hours.
Woo-hoo! 4 hours.
We got
Can't wait.
steep climb. Steepest climb on the course.
I'm gonna go run 7.
Got it. Best person for that.
Okay.
Liz will just lead you up there.
Yeah.
Let's go, Liz.
Okay.
Do it.
Liz, are you sprayed enough? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay, bye guys. Have fun.
Which way?
I literally think we go back.
Right out this way, guys. I'll walk you out. All right.
Awesome. Bye.
Thanks, guys. See you in the light half marathon. Manage that.
So the next section is Village Green to Brockway, and that has the steepest climbing in it. It's only a 14-mile section, and it's fully exposed, south-facing, steep climb, 1,000 feet per mile type climb. And we just took it one step at a time and just plugged right through it. Mick and I specifically asked Liz to do that section. She's such a strong climber, very, very experienced, strong climber. And that's what I needed at that time in the exposed heat and just climbing. We just put our heads down. We didn't talk a whole ton, and we just attacked it with my poles and my fresh shoes on, and I felt really, really strong, even in what I would consider at that point in time, for sure, the toughest part of the course, knowing that climb was behind me, and then it was just a nice cruisy 8-9 mile cruisy downhill section into Brockway.
118, thank you.
Yeah. She got hot as a mug.
Yeah, have you had any caffeine since the last aid station?
No.
I don't think so.
Besides the 2 rock stars I put down my face 4 hours ago.
Yeah, besides those 2.
Oh, it feels so good. What's up, baby?
Good.
Yeah.
We crushed the uphill and
Bro, we crushed.
the downhill. Was super
We were
fast.
balling downhill, bro.
5 hours.
chilling. You aren't even breathing.
Bro, you guys should have seen
Are you
this
done?
climb. We hauled on that section. Like, we did it under 4 hours, and I projected 5.
Oh my gosh.
We
That's
just
what Liz just said.
we just climbed like
Shaved
animals.
An hour? What?
And then we got to the top, and I'm like,
How is
we
that
kind of shook our legs out walking, and I'm like, turn up. And we just, we're hitting like 10, 11 minute miles down this groomed, straight. Oh man. I didn't feel a thing.
That's Tahoe.
Yeah, I didn't feel a thing.
Hey, how's our pools? Are we loving them? I can't wait.
Yeah,
Liz had a fit.
Yeah, did you just get them?
I got them a year ago. I love them.
I love them.
Show up, Liz.
You got this.
No. Show 'em, Liz.
There's a little thing here, if you put it through there, you can get out of there.
Love you.
Okay.
Kill it.
Crossing, bro. Good job.
I'm coming with you.
You're coming with me.
So,
Hey, thank you, sincerely.
good job, Liz.
Good
job, Liz.
Go get it.
So like,
This is so lit. I got the chills. I just
Hey,
got the
Get
chills.
it.
thanks, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Bring that banana.
let's go, Jen!
Yay, running.
When Jen and I left, we were having so much fun. We were playing great music, we're telling great stories, we're talking about a lot of different things, and we're running down this Jeep path type trail. And Jen and I see, oh my gosh, that's Harry Subertus. He's coming up the trail. We have a little exchange. We say hi, congratulate him, good job, keep pushing hard. He and his pacer just keep rolling. We get to the bottom of that section of that hill, and it's a T, turn left or turn right. There's no signage of what direction to go. And for the first time in the race, I have missed a turn and I'm lost temporarily. We get on the phone with Mick, we're checking our GPX, we're both on our phones, we're trying to figure out where did we miss the turn. And you know, probably cost us 30 minutes, an extra mile or two that we ended up running and finally got ourselves back on course. That was the most stressful moment of the race. But you know what? That's why you run these races. That's what you experience in 100 or 200 miles. You can't let it eat you up. And it was eating me up, and it was eating up Jen, and she was really taking it personal and really felt bad that we had missed this turn, and she's taking responsibility as my pacer. After we kind of purged and, you know, bitched and moaned for 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was, we finally just said, hey, you know what? What's done is done. We're back on course. We're not talking about it. And what was to come was way tougher than missing that turn. After missing the turn and getting back on course, about an hour later, the sun goes down. I'm out of most of my nutrition at this point. It's 5 or 6 hours into this section, and I'm moving very, very slow. About mile 130, mile 131, I am really starting to death march. Like, where is the aid station? As I'm entering the pain cave for the first time. And we decided to push through, knowing that I think nutrition was what I was lacking. I needed food, I needed some eggs and bacon and pancakes. I needed hot chicken noodle soup and broth. And I also needed a nap. I needed to sleep something. But I felt like I could just walk it in, just walk in those last 4 or 5 miles, just get to the next aid station, just get there. Just get to the next aid station and you will have everything you need from a food, fire, chairs, a bed, and the eyes and ears and touch of my loved ones and my crew. I knew they would be there, and that's what I needed. I just needed to just walk it in. And when I rolled into Tahoe City, it was such a relief to just sit down in the chair and let them kind of revive me and bring me back to life.
No, put on my eyes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, overachiever. Let's not get too braggy.
After laying down for 15 to 20 minutes and getting up, and I've got a warm chicken noodle soup, Elle comes over and tells me, Jake, you were in there for 45 minutes. You slept for about 15. The good news is 3 other runners have come into this aid station and they have not left. They're all still here. You have lost no time, and you have not lost any positioning as far as the race goes. I was shocked by that. I thought, that's wild. I didn't know that's really how these races went. With her experience of doing Moab 240, she says, Jake, everyone's hurting and everyone is sleeping right now. You're doing fantastic. You're up, you're moving, you're eating. It's going to pay off. So having that instilled confidence was pretty cool to come out of there and just, I didn't really know what place I was in when I left Tahoe City. I just knew I had to get to Brockway. That's all I really cared about, was the next aid station is Brockway. You got to go back about 19, 20 miles. As I rolled into Brockway around 7 a.m. with Elle, multiple people from my crew said, Jake, Killian Korth just dropped. He's been in second place all day. And he came in, he slept for hours in a tent. He just woke up, turned in his bib and his GPS tracker, and dropped. You are now in third place. And I didn't even really know how to process the fact that I am now find myself in third place with a little over 50 miles to go, and I'm actually racing.
Did you see McKnight?
In a 200-mile endurance run.
He's moving good.
It's a 50-mile foot race to the finish.
Good.
Can you hold on and perform?
Both.
Magically find yourself on the men's podium of the Tahoe 200.
He's about half a mile behind you.
You want shoulders right now?
I could try it.
We got a lot of racing.
Yeah, 50. Bro, we got DC peaks, bro.
Bro,
Yeah.
you got DC peaks in your sleep.
Oh, I got
And
to eat
Mark's
them.
1 mile behind, so yeah, you can do this.
1 mile.
Are you gonna sleep?
I went so slow, they must have just tied up.
I'm gonna try to eat something. Yeah.
But they're gonna go slow too.
How many you just did?
How you feeling, Tay? You ready to rock?
I'm ready, bro.
She is so ready.
Okay.
Jake's
Sorry to
in-
keep you waiting an hour and a half.
Jake, you're more ready than she is, bro.
How far ahead am I from fourth?
Yeah, it's
Now I'm racing.
He's like right with you.
We're racing, bro. We're racing, bro.
These next 13 miles.
We're racing on the next one. We gotta stay up.
We're racing on this one, bro. This
I
is
know,
your
I'm just
easiest
saying I'm
one.
next one with her.
I mean, you
we'll
got.
sunscreen the next one, I'm good.
Okay. Are you sure? Yeah. It's a racing motivator.
Yeah, we don't want him to be here.
Okay, I got your pack.
Where's my pack?
I got you right here.
Okay.
Let me get it.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
See you in 5.
We looked at the watch this time, 1:55.
Hey, did you check me out? Did you check me out? Who's doing the checkout?
It's right here.
118.
You want the other half of this?
You got it, Bree?
So she and I leave the aid station. Just as we leave, men 4 and 5 come into the aid station almost together, within a minute or two of each other. Carson ends up essentially checking in and out of the aid station and leaving right behind me. Taya and I leave the aid station. We hit a little bit of pavement. We actually took a slight wrong turn, and Carson passed us and says, hey, it's over here, the turn's over here. So now the 4 of us, Carson, his pacer, me and Taya, we're running a quarter mile to get back on the trail. And we had to cross a road. You're crossing a pretty fast road there. And the 4 of us crossed the road in sync together, and then it's a right-hand turn onto a single track. Carson puts his right hand out and says, motioning to us, go ahead.
We're running.
And I took that opportunity to say, Taya, go.
Like,
We're going to go now. So Taya goes, I follow behind her, and then those 2 guys are behind me. And I'm speaking softly so they can't hear us, but I had told Taya we want to gap these guys in this section. We want to take the next 14 miles to make it so that on any turn or any summit or descent, they cannot see us. So we're going to continue to push the pace. And Carson's strategy was to let me go in hopes that I burn out and let me just push the pace with 50 miles to go, a lot of race left. You know, we're moving 10 to 11 minute miles down these hills right now, and which is a fast pace for us, right around mile 160. And we descend the steep, gnarly terrain of the pipeline, and then we hit 3.5 miles of road. It is noon or 1 o'clock, peak, it's hot, very, very hot. When I was about 5 miles out from Village Green, I had told Taya, hey, tell Mick and tell the crew, I want all my food prepared, I want my shoes out, I'm gonna swap my shoes, eat as much as I can, and I'm leaving. Like, I'm not staying in the aid station. And about 1 or 2 miles out, after being so uncomfortable in those shoes and the heat starts settling in, I changed my mind and my strategy. And I decided, no, there is still a 50K left. There's still over 30 miles left, a lot of race left. I don't want to rush this last aid station with my crew. So I decided when I got there, I'm going to just take my time. And I ended up increasing my lead on Carson by about 20 minutes just in that one section, which means we were going about a minute to minute and a half faster per mile than he was. So I got to take my time again at Village Green. I ate 2 more hamburgers, a bunch of watermelon, grapes, doused myself in cold water multiple times. So changing this strategy last minute from taking my time to eat as much food as possible and preparing for the heat versus trying to get in and out of there so that Carson couldn't see me paid dividends down the road for sure. So I ended up seeing Carson come in with his pacer. I was already standing up, ready to leave, so he had no idea how long I was there. But I got to eat a full meal and get my feet dialed in, swapped out my socks one last time, ready for the last 50K. As he's leaving, we're walking out, and from what my crew said, Carson looked super fresh. So did the runner right behind him. And those 2 guys, again, were tailing me what appeared to be only 15, 20 minutes back. So yes, I very much know I'm racing at this moment. I'm still racing, and I've got a 50K to go. Elle's got to take me to Spooner, and we got to continue to increase our lead. That section is, like I said, about 18, 19 miles, but it has over 4,000 feet of climbing in the first 5 or 6 miles. So it's a steep, exposed climb that you're just power hiking all the way up for about 5 miles. So we took a 20 to 25 minute lead. By the time I got to Spooner, and Mick is pacing me, my crew's not there. The crew is not allowed at Spooner. And it really was just Mick had my pack and everything ready to go. And Elle had been communicating with him on the way there, telling him, hey, we're this far out. Jake wants to eat this, he wants to eat that. Prep all this stuff for him. And we're dialing in our nutrition, our pain management, our salt intake, that entire section. And by the time I got to Spooner, I had maybe a 30-minute gap now on 4th place. So it's the first aid station since mile 45 that I did not sit down. So I'm at on my watch was mile 190. And Mick and Elle are super efficient, grabbing everything I need. And it's literally off to the races. I had a Ziploc bag full of grapes and watermelon that I just took with me and ate them on the climb. And at this point in time, Mick and I know, Jake, you are in 3rd place. You have a chance to podium the Tahoe 200. You have 1 section to go. So at this point in the race, I've got 1 section to go, and I know that there are 2 very fast, very experienced runners right behind me, Carson and Mark. And my only focus was, I have got to just press forward and push, and my body's gonna do things it's never done before. Every step that I take is a step in the unknown. Mile 190, 191, 192. Mick was pushing me and coaching me and really just motivating me the entire way. We end up with about 4 miles to go, not using our headlamps. The sun is setting, or it's set. It starts to get dark in and out of these turns and ebbs and flows of the trail. The last text message we received from our crew was, he has closed the gap. and he's right on you. So we keep checking our shoulder and looking behind us, and my breathing at that point is so bad. I'm literally just wheezing up and down these trails, and Mick's yelling at me about going faster, and this is your chance to podium, and we got to do this, and this is our chance. And it was so intense, and the moment was just building and building and building. And eventually, with maybe a mile and a half to go, I'm completely depleted of energy. My mouth is swollen with cankers and sores from all the salt intake. I had a hard time speaking, had a hard time breathing. My lungs are just full of all this gunk from the dust and not sleeping for 2.5 nights. And I am pushing my body to its very, very limits. We turned our headlamps on for the last mile and a half, because essentially we'd said we'd had enough. Like, we have just got to get to the finish line. And the feeling of hitting the zigzags downhill back into Heavenly, and hearing my kids' voices and my wife's voice, I could hear their individual voices of screaming and let's go. And you can hear the bells ringing like crazy when you spot the lights of the finish line. And at that moment, I turned to Mick and I said, we did it. We freaking podium the Tahoe 200. And crossing the finish line, dropping my poles and just falling to the ground with my family and loved ones around me was just this surreal moment that could not have been scripted any better. And we just shared this incredible moment that no one can ever take away from us. And we've been through so much as a family over the last 10, 12 years that that moment just brought our family closer together. And all through 2.5 days of grueling 200 plus miles and nearly 40,000 feet of climbing in the mountains of Lake Tahoe was just a dream come true for me and my family.
My mouth, dude.
Down 33 fans alive right now. 33.
Whoa.
Sorry, issues here.
What time is it?
10.
9:59.
Still early.
He went dark, and then literally his headlamp died.
So SEAL Team 6.
Yeah. Where we went dark. 30
We were
minutes.
whispering, and all the lights
Going
were
dark.
running in the dark because we didn't want them to see it.
I'm like, if they see our lights, they'll get motivated. They're like, no, they're right there.
Yeah.
They'll come after us.
Sure.
They're probably a half hour behind us, dude.
That homie, his watch was like 2:10, 2:12, and he was just running like we were going for a 5-mile run. That was amazing. I've never been more
I mean, I
confident.
do that in my regular.
That was something.
But I
Where do you like my hand?